Welcome to the Toke Trans podcast, where two token trans guys talk life, love, and getting high. Grab a J and join us. We do not condone the consumption of illicit activities with anyone under the age of 21.
What the fuck is going on, my people?
Hi.
Yeah. Thanks for clicking.
So today, we're gonna talk about hate, online hate, probably mostly transphobia that we experience online. So if you don't want to listen to a bunch of hate comments, and don't listen to this episode. We got other ones.
We got to address this hate and how to respond, how we want to respond, and how we should be responding, and how we are currently responding. These things
We should be responding.
Our goals and where we're at now. At least that's for me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think most people see hate online the most because that's where everyone has the most, it takes the least amount of courage to type a couple of
Absolutely.
So we're going to see a shit ton more of that on posts and online.
Yeah, especially considering all the anti-trans legislation we got going on right now. It's absolutely ridiculous, and the amount of false information being spread by those parties is a little bit insane.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, really mind-blowing. So just keep in mind that these people are not the brightest usually, and if they were, that all that information is very readily available to them, so
to research and educate themselves first.
Right.
And it's also something to consider that these are real people. They have way more courage now, but each of these, they are real people that exist. Usually, if they're not bots, they're real people. And it's important that they be educated, because they're not doing good at this point or any good.
Yeah, exactly. I don't always have the patience to educate.
No. And we don't have to. We're not required or in any way having to respond to those things and educate people. It's a decision every single time. Every time it's a decision. It's nice that when you can, but it doesn't mean that you have to 100% of the time.
Absolutely. Ugh.
Yes.
There's one thing I hate. It's being a representative of the trans community.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Especially with people that are undereducated or don't know how to ask these things. Just that right there. Let's hop right in. Terminology. These people that are dropping these comments clearly are uneducated by the words that they're using because they don't know the words.
Mm-hmm. My favorite one that I've ever gotten, and I get so much now, and it's so affirming. I get, "You'll never be a real woman." Yes, bitch.
What?
No, the fuck I won't. No, the fuck I won't. I never will be a real woman. Thank you.
I would never want that. Okay, I'm so sorry. But that wouldn't hit as hard as you thought it did, honey.
Right? Oh my God. It's so funny. They have no idea how hormones work.
Mm.
They think that I'm not even sure they're considering hormones into account. And they look at me and they see a man now because the hormones have affected my appearance.
So they say transgender. They see the word trans. Right.
And they're like, there's no way this man could be passing as a man if he wasn't born as a man. This trans person must be a woman.
Yes. And you'll never be a real woman.
I'm never going to be a real woman, honey.
That's a motherfucking fact.
I love it. That's my favorite one.
End of story.
It took a long time to get there, obviously because I haven't been on testosterone for forever. But man, once you get there, it's a good place. I think it's like a milestone for trans people.
Absolutely.
To get that comment to be misgendered in the right way.
Yeah, were they meant to be hateful, but actually it wasn't,
Right.
because you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Do some Googling, do some educating, watch some videos. No, it doesn't. That's just not it. And
have you ever got that comment?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I am way more active on TikTok right now than any other platform.
Brave man.
Platform. Yeah, TikTok's algorithm is still very young, and its policies and things, it's starting to get, they're starting to grow, but they're not anywhere where they need to be. And for every, I would say sometimes it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Sometimes it's a 0 to, like, it's all just hate comments on there. And then there's one person that comments and is like, oh my God, this changed my life. And I'm like, well, fuck the rest of you. It was for that person. That was that one comment. That's all that matters. Like, once you get like fancy and like you get your heart all invested in how many comments and how many likes you get on the post, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. It's the one person that's live is being changed. And so you have to have a thick skin, I think, if you're posting on TikTok, to be able to filter out the things of, like, you'll never be a real man and things like that. And like talking, I mean, they could talk about your partners, that about like how it can be like we don't satisfy them, and just all kinds of crazy shit that comes in these comments, and you're like, you have no idea. And if I really responded to every single one of these comments the way I wanted to, it would be exhausting. Like, it would take all my entire day. I not only to respond the first time, but to like engage in all those individual conversations over and over again. So I have to pick and choose the ones I do respond to. And when I do respond to them, I know that people are going to be paying attention, because, you get in the comments to see what's going on, what's the drama, what's the response to the whatever post it is. And in those comments, I know that people are going to look for my response. And so I know those people are like, oh, look, because it says like by creator, like commenting. And so I pick and choose which ones, but then I grill them in an educational way. And I think it's nice sometimes because the community can help me out, like if I haven't responded to any of the hate comments and there's 3 or 4, then it kind of seems like somebody comments like, hey, just wanted to let you know, like, this was very informative, like, thank you, like, ignore them. And then they start to talk to themselves, which it can combust the comments in a whole nother direction that you didn't even expect. So the whole comment section in general can be pretty confusing.
I am of the mind that I agree with you. You have to have a thick skin. And that's why I'm not on TikTok anymore, because the 1-to-1 ratio is really getting to me, and
It's
I agree. It is for that one person that says, thanks, and this helped me. And I do get a lot of comments on videos that I don't check anymore because I'm not on TikTok.
Right.
But every time I go on, I glance, and it's mostly positive comments. But man,
but when they're mad, they're bad. They're bad.
Yeah, when they're bad, they're bad, and I can't always handle it, and especially doing, the trans tape thing.
Yeah,
and then looking at those comments, which is always a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like just thinking now that we're just like thinking about, hey, if you eliminate the content of me using trans tape and you eliminate that content, then the ratio is not 1-to-1. When my shirt's on, the ratio is not 1-to-1, because they half the time they don't know, they're not staying long enough. They just instantly see a beard and a chest and they're like, oh my God, it's one of those, like, comment all over it. Right. And then when, my shirt's on and it's about like even if it's about like hormone shots where I'm like very open that I'm trans in the video, like also there's all like cis guys also use testosterone and do shots, so sometimes that slips by their radar and they're like, me too, bro,
Right.
and then or on the other side, they can be hateful. But honestly, I'm like, I can't even think of an example of a hate comment that was super bad that wasn't on a one with my shirt off.
Yeah, me either. Probably. Definitely all of the hate comments have been on content with my shirt off, for sure.
It is tough to expose that much of yourself.
Yeah.
In any way, even if it's like an emotionally exposing yourself online. Yeah, that's just tricky in all ways.
I wanted to talk about an interaction I had recently on a Instagram post. There's this artist I really love, called their Instagram account is My Pink Your Pink, and they do 18 plus kind of pinup style, minimalist like illustrations of mostly queer people, mostly men, and they include I say mostly, they include everybody, but it's mostly naked men and queer people, and they include trans people and women, and but
some sexy
I just
bitches
love,
on there.
Yeah, and they recently released a sticker pack called Dickers, and it's just like little cute, like cartoony kind of cartoony realistic illustrations of just dicks, but there's also trans dicks included. So
yes, now we're talking.
Right, so I went to the comments against my better judgment.
Yeah,
I normally don't go to the comments, but I went to the comments, and lo and behold, there were like 12 comments already. It had just been posted. There were like 12 comments already, and they were all like, yes, T-dicks, yes, trans representation, yes, all this. And it was so great. And so I commented, yes, T-dicks. And somebody, a cis person, had replied to someone's comment on there, saying, yes, T-dicks. And the cis person was like, the comment that the cis person replied to said, I love the cute little T-dicks, or like cute little T-dicks, like something like that. And the cis person replied to that trans person and was like, why do you have to call it little? Like, nobody likes that. And if you want to, yeah. And I was like, well, I mean, I like it.
I like for yourself.
I like my cute little dick. Like
there are men. Do you know how many transgender individuals there are on this planet? Okay, they're a shit ton and growing. A shit ton. And
2% for every of the population.
Thank you, Bo, for the my God, the numbers are at the ready. For every person, like most times there's a significant other attached to that person or someone that they're romantically involved with or have been. Like, the fact that trans bodies aren't as sexy as cis bodies because we either have extra things here or don't have things here, like that doesn't mean that you can't be attractive or sexy. Like,
right.
Trans bodies are now looking more and more like they're being more like represented in art, in the media, in magazines, in all kinds of things, to where like that can be sexy. In porn, you be seeing all those. You can now search trans dudes and they pop up on there. Like, let's go.
Absolutely.
Like, that's affirming as shit. Like, I know that's like, porn, that's like a whole thing, but no, like, it's like, just to see that we are like normal people.
Yeah,
sexy is badass.
Right, I love it.
It triggers those comments, but it's exposure.
Absolutely. So this person, I just found, I pulled it up. This person said, why can't we just call it a dick? No need to call it small or single it out as different. I think the whole point is normalizing all types of penises. I see the intent, you know. If I didn't see the intent, I wouldn't have replied.
Right.
And I wouldn't have replied at all because I'm like, waste of energy, you know.
Right.
But I saw the intent. So I saw an opportunity,
Sure.
you know,
yeah.
Like there's
called to this one.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So, I said, the trans experience is inherently different than the cis experience. And there's nothing wrong with trans people using language to express that. We can validate our existence and celebrate our differences simultaneously and not police the language others use to affirm themselves. To do otherwise erases our experience, which I think was a great way to, you know, be like, hey, I get it. I get what you're saying. But
also,
you're cis.
Listen.
Let a trans person call their cute little dick a cute little dick.
Yeah, that's no.
And then they said, I don't care what you say you are. No man wants you to call their dick small. And that's just not true. That's just not true.
You cannot speak for an entire group of people.
Firstly, I love it. It's cute. It's little. Like, it's a lot bigger than it used to be. And I mean,
girl, I don't think that people enjoy, like, people can't, like, there's a stigmatism that is not the word. There is a stigma. Shit, I lost my whole train of thought. Fuck you, man.
There's a stigma around dick sizes.
Yes, that if they're too like you has to be big to be enjoyable.
Oh my god.
There are like people there are many people that don't think that.
Yes. And so I can't with the stigmatism. I'm sorry. I dated a guy. I dated a cis guy. Who was really into me telling him that his penis was small. So
for real, that's it. Like,
real.
So you're clearly uneducated, and you can't speak for every single person.
And so this was he had said, what's the point of transitioning if you don't want to be seen and treated as the man you are, though? And I was like, as I said previously, the trans experience is inherently different than the cis experience. If you feel the need to treat someone different because you know they're trans, that sounds like a you problem. I have no issue treating everyone how I would like to be treated without knowing their gender identity. The way that I refer to my genitals has nothing to do with how you should treat me. I'm a man. I have a pussy and a T-dick, which is small and cute. Me saying those things does not erase my manhood because, as I said earlier, transness is inherently different. There are so many ways to be a man, and cisness does not define it. If someone tells you that they're a man and you decide that you can't treat them as one because of their lived experience, because you expect them to fall under cis expectations of gender, how is that my problem? And I followed it up by saying the point of transitioning is because it was necessary for me and my happiness. And after 4 years on testosterone, I am seen as a man. And that is what I want to be seen and treated as. I have a beard and I look like a man. You're reducing my manhood down to my genitals, which is a cis ideal that I do not want to fit under. I'm comfortable in my body, and humans exist in so many biological environments, such as intersex, chromosomal abnormality, etc., that saying I can't be seen or treated as the man that I am simply because I separate myself from cisness in the language that I use for my body is ignorant and misguided at best. Now, look, I'm going all the way off.
Wow. I mean,
I am
in such a freaking like a beautiful way.
I
like,
really
written like an artist.
I really came through with these comments.
Wow.
Okay. And
yes,
and I am ratioing this motherfucker. Okay. This thread, I am getting like, he's got no likes. I've got all the likes, right?
Yes.
So like,
taking control of the conversation.
And then the person who originally who made the comment saying that cute little T-dicks had came in and said, if it's small, embrace it. And us trans boys just happen to have small dicks. It's literally a mini version of cis guys junk. And then I said, trans guys know how to please their partner and not focus the entire act of sex around their phallus. So it makes sense why we usually don't care about its size. If I need to strap up or go down, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have fun the whole time. Maybe if cis men had the same mindset, we wouldn't have the orgasm cap. That mindset being, no one cares about the size of your dick, work around it and level up or stop wasting others' time.
For real.
Boom.
Oh my God.
Boom.
That is the one. That is the one.
The hurricane.
Just so you know.
Trina.
Yes, I always, that's just the way. That's the way to do it right there.
That was the day when I was feeling very good and I had the time and I saw someone who could have been educated.
Yep.
They went the other way, which is fine. But I'm proud of my reply. I was very I took the time to, clearly explain how they were wrong. And give them an opportunity to, be like, oh, that makes sense, or like, okay, I didn't think of it that way, or like, right, or like, I'm not necessarily thank you, like they don't have to thank me, but even just, to question what they had just said, like,
right,
oh, I didn't, as a cis man, I don't like it when people call my dick small, so I was just trying to protect my brothers, and like, something like that, that's fine, but, or like, I didn't consider that,
right,
something, but no, he doubled down and said, I don't care what you say you are. Don't call your dick small, which it can be hard for
then we turned a corner,
right,
yeah,
but I don't always reply that way, Aaron. That's a very
mature,
usually
that's a mature way to respond.
It was mature, but usually I'm more of a your mom. Usually I do kind of more of a method that's more like suck my fat one, Karen.
Right. Some more tasteful, extravagant words and vocabulary.
Yeah, put a little spice on it.
Yeah. A little explicit content.
Yeah, because
you're serious.
Right. I'm very serious.
Listen, honey. No, and it's hard not to respond that way, especially when people comment things like the clown emoji. Oh, I fucking hate the clown.
Oh, I hate the fucking clown emoji.
Come at me with the clown emoji. You are my God. It gets you fired up. And just because like me and Bo, we're in a lot of content, and like Bo says he's not on TikTok, but he is on TikTok. It's just not on his page. He's on other people's pages because he's that cool. And so like you're gonna like we're in multiple platforms, and if you're an influencer or even someone who just like posts for fun on multiple platforms, you know exactly what we're talking about. And there's just sometimes it's hard to not just stop, and it's hard to stop and say, okay, how should I respond to this? Because you could be having a bad day, you could be like worked up about something else that's completely not the same, and it sounds like these people are just miserable anyways, and just trying to make other people miserable while they're at it.
Yeah, I tried, and I remember telling you about this when I decided to try this. I don't know if you remember, which is totally fine. We smoke a lot of weed and we forget things.
We do, but
there was a period of time where I was trying. I actually think I talked about this on the podcast. Don't ask me which episode. But I was,
know which episode, comment below and you'll win a prize.
Yeah. Love it. So I was talking about Alok V. Menon, who is a transgender non-conforming public speaker and activist. And they have a very specific and loving method with how they approach the hate that they encounter. And they'll post screenshots of these interactions. And the response that they get is, you know, they don't post the negative ones, and they're like, you know, there's a lot of negative and stuff, but sometimes I get these replies and it's worth it, blah blah blah. So I saw that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try to adopt Alok's method and approach these people with abundant love, just the greatest amount of love and empathy, and just try. And Aaron,
bro, empathy was on my list. Empathy, literally, I have to show you because I sent this to myself a long time ago, and it literally says empathy is the goal. I follow this guy. He's like an entrepreneur, Gary V. He's big on like businesses and things activating emotional ingredients and things, and he's in social media. He's a marketer, so he deals with a lot of hate and things of people commenting on his stuff, you know, just, you sound like an asshole, you don't know what you're talking about, like, you know. And so he always talks about, like, instead of just going off on these people, and he's like, clearly you're miserable, like clearly there's something going on in your life, like, and he talks about having empathy and showing empathy first. Obviously that is really fucking hard to execute online or in person, especially in person, and on the spot in any situation, but I try to think about those things. I don't always have the ability to activate it into empathy and then turn that empathy into a positive comment back to them. Usually it's neutralized by the thought, not, you know, I'm not there myself, but
right.
All we can do is try to be better, I guess. But it'd be nice if they could too.
Have you ever got the comment that, like, oh, you must have only transitioned because you were an ugly girl or something like that?
Ugly girl, yeah.
Have you ever got that comment?
I heard that I was insecure. Yeah. Like I didn't you were just probably, you just didn't cut it, so you thought you'd be better as a guy.
Yeah. How do you like to reply to that one?
Ask my wife. When I was in 8th grade and I met my wife, I would wear skinny jeans and tight jeans, and I'd get dressed up and I'd put my hair down, and I did my thing. My friends used to tell me if I opened my mouth, it would give me away. Oh my God. It was almost like a Halloween costume. Like every once in a while I'd get dressed up and people would be like someone, I would get attention for it, you know, like I was confident, in the moment, like I could put the face on, you know, temporarily. But if I opened my mouth, it was obviously that was just not me and not my persona whatsoever. Like my nana picked out my clothes. But but no, Kayla used to always talk about my ass and jeans and being attracted to me as a woman.
Speaking of your ass, Aaron.
Whatever.
Aaron's got a dump truck.
Now, as a trans man, I work very hard to hide it, but
for what reason?
Because I mean, like, your booty is like, sometimes it can feel, for me, it can feel it can be triggering sometimes. I gotta be, and so I wear my jeans like a little bit lower. Anyways, we're distracted. We got distracted.
Aaron, I follow so many gym dudes, and their ass is twice the size of yours, and it's because they're buff as fuck.
You have a workout thing.
You gotta. Yes, dude, that's like big, juicy bubble butts from muscly men are in, Aaron.
Oh, now I know. Now
you know.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
I'm just
I'm gonna try to. I appreciate that. Hey,
Okay, I have another comment. You're still a lesbian.
you're still a lesbian. Wow,
What about that one?
dude, am I? Am I really?
I don't know.
Tell me more
You
about
tell
me.
me.
Tell me more about me. I'm curious. I sound great.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm still a lesbian.
Well, at least they used the right your.
Did they?
They did. Yes, they did.
See, 99% of the time, that's not a thing.
Right.
You know,
So
usually in all of these comments that we're talking about and using as examples, the grammar is wrong, always wrong.
Yeah. I mean, not to be the grammar police, but I think we're allowed to be when they're being
But when it's hard to
transphobic, so.
understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
that can be frustrating as well.
Right.
You're not even trying.
Like, how am I supposed
like,
to educate you?
Make it like I have a couple friends, like a friend that's that way. Like when I mean, I really got to decipher what we're doing.
Is it me? Are you talking about me?
I'm not talking about it. No, I'm not. It's a family friend. It's
okay.
Local. So no.
All right.
That's all I can say. Otherwise, it's incriminating. That's as far as I can go.
Oh my God, is it Kayla?
What about the what? What'd you say?
Is it Kayla?
Kayla? No, it's not Kayla.
It's not Kayla. I know. I'm just joking. I know
How about the ones that comment and they're just like, "You make me sick." Like we're physically making that. You know, like the
vomit emoji.
Honey.
Oh my God, just fucking scroll. You know,
like, that's the time it takes for you to stop and like be hateful. I just don't get it.
You know what I do when I see something I don't want to see? I just keep scrolling as fast as I can.
Or it's like, you know, you can do things like in the back end that's like the little ... Don't show me this post.
Don't show me that. I'm not interested. Block. Like the options are endless.
Yeah.
And the only thing that you're doing by taking the time to comment, and who knows how many times my reel is playing while you're commenting.
Yeah.
I don't know how far you gotta scroll back to find that vomit emoji.
Yep.
How hard that little hamster in your brain's working to figure out what fucking combination of asshat things to say. Like,
dude, you know the one that I get the abso-fucking-lutely most?
What?
Out of all my videos, and you can go and scroll and see about 50 of these comments, and it says, "Go to the gym." So, because they're thinking that when I'm binding my chest, I'm like just
they think you're just like a cis dude.
I'm a cis dude that doesn't like his man boobs. So I'm like taping him to the side, and they're like, "Just go to the gym, you lazy ass."
Oh my God.
I'm like, really? If I don't even know where to be. I think I responded one time that like, this is physical tissue. This is not like
there's memories in these hills.
Like what? I mean, have you got that one before?
No,
they just think they're just going to go away.
People think when I have my shirt off, they think that most the like 99% like know that I'm trans.
Right.
And it's like
yeah.
Why are you, what's the word? What's that M word that means that you're like doing something bad to your body?
Mutilating.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Why are you mutilating yourself? I'm like, honey, it's tape.
It is.
It's a sticker. Like, use what? Mutilate?
That would be.
That's the word you're using
sticker.
Here.
That's the one we're gonna go with.
Right. It's like all I'm doing is taping my titties to the side, honey. Like what?
No.
It doesn't. I'm fine.
I'm not. Like if you did go do some research about safety, binding safety.
Like I bet
go do some research on binding safety and get back to me.
I bet that woman probably goes and gets her bikini line waxed. I bet only one of us bleed when we are taping things around our sensitive parts.
I can't.
You know, I bet that burns and hurts real bad. I mean, I take my tape off with oil. I'm fine. So, like, who's mutilating themselves?
Like, just please, just leave me alone. Just let me do my thing and move on with your life, because you don't have to.
How about how about this one? This comment. Imagine going on a date with a guy, getting to know
Quote
him,
unquote.
liking him, kissing him, and then finding out he has a vagina. I'd be mortified.
Mortified. Would you really?
Mortified. I personally would be thrilled because I
Thrilled.
would know immediately that he knows where the clitoris is.
We immediately know
Ah,
that he knows and is educated more
mm,
in a few things.
yeah. And is probably a much better communicator in bed too. So you don't gotta worry about
Consent.
yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Maybe asking you if this feels good.
How are
Yeah.
you feeling?
Right. Like
Anything like that, really. Anything.
yeah, checking in,
No.
all the
No. And if you're taking the time to comment and be hateful, really, if you're taking the time to just be hateful in general and like go out of your way to be hateful, like you have to be so sincerely unhappy. And I just I just don't get where you have the time to just go.
Yeah.
And like, does that make you feel better after you like hit send? Does that make you feel like, oh, I did my good for the community today? Like, what?
I think-
What are you talking about?
I think physiologically, I think it has to feel good. Everybody says like misery loves company and stuff.
I see. Yes, I see.
When I'm miserable and I see everybody around me that's happy, I know. I mean, I'm like, ugh, fuck the world.
Yeah.
When I was single and I saw and miserable and sad or whatever, and I saw people in happy relationships, I'm like, ugh. But
Mhm.
now I had a great day.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
have a great life. I'm like super happy.
Yeah.
When I see things I don't like, I'm like,
Don't engage.
if it's nothing that I
Engage.
can't, if it's, I engage if it's something that I need to engage with.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if something needs to be signal boosted or something.
Yeah. Please let me know, or please let these people know that are commenting on these videos that when they do comment on a video, the algorithm, which is the fancy way of saying the way that your posts are being shown to you on your platform, which is a fancy way of saying social media, is going to show you these things more often because you're engaging with them. You're commenting on them and they want you to comment. They want you to engage in conversation on social. Right. So if you comment and keep commenting on multiple things, they're going to continue to show that kind of content to you and you will see more and more. And it will make you less happy and less happy. And I want these people to understand that. So please share that knowledge with the person that always talks shit. Sometimes it's in your family. That the family fucking hate comments. Those ones are different. Those ones hit fucking different. Okay. I've had my grandmother call me up and tell me about a comment that her brother had posted on my Facebook,
oh my God,
literally tagging her and blaming her for me being trans. And so she calls me immediately and is like, this going off. My Nana, yes.
Nana, oh my God.
Losing her shit. She was like, I'm about to drive up there. Nana with osteoporosis is about to go up there and whoop some ass. And I'm like, oh my God, like I have to watch her. You know what I'm saying? Nana's feisty. So she's calling me. She's like, I'm about to comment and I just wanted to read the comment to you before I post it. And I'm like, okay, first read me the comment.
Oh my God.
So she reads it to me. And of course, the whole time I'm like, no, I'm going to tell her not to post it, but I still want her to read it to me because I'm curious on what she's going to say. But
did she go off?
She did. She just went off like, that is my grandbaby. You don't know anything about, like, I mean, getting personal. Like they wanted to get personal and Nana got personal.
We love Nana.
And so I immediately, I was like, don't post it. Like I went in there, I deleted the comment and I took a note that person is done. Like in my life, that person, if you weren't done already, if you weren't already on that like sketchy radar where you're like, I don't really know where we stand, like I'm trans, and sometimes that changes people's image of you, so I don't really know where we stand, but
Yeah.
that solidified me, and like I don't need to see you in person. If you're commenting these types of things on my post, I haven't talked to you in 10 years, and it makes you feel
Right.
happy, like where in the world did you come from?
Yeah.
Like you searched me. You looked me up. That's the interesting part about comments. They look you up.
Yeah.
Sometimes family.
You know,
You
when
get family hate comments.
I don't, because, well, I have a really small family, and the only people who are really, at risk for being that kind of person in my life were my grandma, my grandpa. My grandma passed before I ever came out to her. And I told my grandpa, and he was totally fine. It was really weird because
shocking.
He's a Republican and a Trumper, and it was
sure
really weird. So I told him I was trans, and he was just mostly mad that I let it keep me away from him.
Sure.
And so he had dementia, like early dementia or whatever. So he never remembered, which is fine.
Right. But yeah.
But still, I'm glad I got to come out to him. He also passed. But so the only people in my family are my mom, my aunt, and my cousins.
Right.
Which I have like 3. And, my aunt supported me the whole time. I had been out on social media for a while, and then my aunt has always been my friend on Facebook. So she always knew. And then I came out to her in person, and, she accepted me. My mom accepted me. It took some adjusting for both of them, but my baby cousins immediately jumped on. So I never had that.
Nice.
There's like some estranged family.
Yeah.
I have these uncles in Florida that are weird.
Sure.
And one of them
that's the person that commented on mine. That random uncle that's estranged for a reason, usually.
Right, for a fucking reason.
Usually for a reason.
Is it a reason?
And you know what? It makes me so. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying syllables.
It just makes me so happy that like these people just I don't even know. I don't know. It's hard to deal with these people sometimes.
And a lot of them, they like to say like facts over feelings or stuff like that, but it's like, facts over feelings. What?
Okay.
What are you?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
What are you
like
saying?
Science supports trans people. One of the things I like to bring up is the 1933 burning of the Institute of Sexology in Germany. It was a whole, the Institute of Sexology was a whole library full of resources and research of trans people. And many of this research, it's decades old at the time in 1933. And it came to the conclusions that we have come to now, that transgender people are real. It's a real state of being, a real kind of human to be. Imagine that. The treatment of that is transitioning socially and medically to however the person desires. And
when we lost that library, right?
Yeah, we lost that library when the Nazis burned it down in May of 1933. And so,
research went blank.
Yeah. So then we had to learn all this stuff all over again because everything was burned. All we had was books. It's not like we have, everything on the internet now, So these people who say, fact over feeling, transgender is a mental disorder, it's not real, blah, blah, blah. Like, the only reason you think that, dude, is because of the Nazis.
Like, do your research.
You're doing, like, that is the exact reason why they burned it down, because they want you 100 years later, less than 100 years later, to think that we're not real, that we need to be persecuted. And
But guess what? We are real.
we are real and we are persecuted. So like calm down.
So look, that's the way.
And like all you have to do is Google trans people in history. You'll find ancient Romans. We have evidence of ancient Romans being trans.
Mhm.
We have evidence of trans enslaved people in
And
early
the
America.
two-spirit.
Two-spirit natives have existed since literally forever.
Forever. So
Forever.
please, like, do
Gender
your research. Like, look it up. Maybe that should be the best response. That should be the best response to each of these comments. Is do your research.
Just
Do your
look it up.
research. Look that up. Look that up and circle back to me if that's
Yeah.
actually true.
Go to the
Spend some time.
WHO. What is it? The WHO. Wait, no. What is it? WPATH. That's what it is.
And learn
WPATH.
something.
Yeah. Fucking Jesus Christ. We have entire organizations of people whose job it is to determine what mental illnesses are and compile them into the DSM.
And that is not your job.
It's not your job.
That is not
You're
your
not
job.
a doctor.
You are not qualified. Please, honey, please. No.
So upsetting.
And
So
I also think. Go ahead.
uh
I was gonna say. I also think when you're posting on social, I think this was one of the very first things when I first came onto social media. I was like, it was MySpace, but I switched right over to Facebook, and I immediately learned how to use the gear that is next to your posts, or it used to be a gear and now it's 3 little people next to your posts where you can designate and take people off. So you could show friends list, friends of friends, friends list except.
yeah.
And that friend list except is where I dodged a lot of hate, because when I went to post them, it was friends list except my dad, my mom, the church people. Like I had like a whole separate thing to where I could eliminate that hate, because I knew they were going to either comment on it and like make a whole like a digital scene, virtual scene, or it was going to be approached to me in person. So I think that tool for posting on social was helpful then, and now they're just not on my friends list.
Yeah. I like that. The weeding them out. That was nice. I never used that setting, which I should have. But hindsight, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because like I said, my aunt was my friend on Facebook the whole time. So
Right.
she like saw it the whole time. And I feel like that not only gave her time to accept it, but also give her more of a like less of a, oh, this is just a phase thing.
Right.
Because she saw it like for literal years.
Right.
So
yeah. So how exactly you feel. So I mean, sharing on social can be worth it sometimes.
Well, so you said, about sometimes that it might end up being in person or whatever. So we've been talking about like online hate this whole time. What about like in-person hate? In-person hate? Yeah.
I feel like it's in person. Oh, yes. I mean, yes. Yeah. About a word. Where do you? I mean, I used to be screamed at as a kid that I was going to burn in hell for liking girls, and like my family was very religious. That was not a thing. I mean, screamed at the top of their lungs, as high as they could go, just like slamming stuff, like really trying to drill into me that I'm going to literally combust into flames because I like girls, because I'm dating a girl. And I mean, a lot of physical violence came from that. I moved out early, so I say that would be one of that would be like my first experience, with hate. That was like literally that confronting. The worst in-person hate also could be a lot of the snickering, the side-eyeing and snickering, which sometimes you can think that more people are looking at you than they really are. That can be a feeling, but when people are looking at you and looking at, like, snickering in their group and looking back, especially when you're in school or you're in a sports, the clicks are real.
Now that you bring that up, I never considered like the snickers or like little side comments like in person, like hate, but I was thinking more of like a direct confrontation. But you're fucking right, and I remember
it is. I just wanted to make sure it's included because
it should be.
that counts.
Like, I agree. I didn't consider it until you said it. Yeah, absolutely. This one time,
at band camp. No, I'm playing.
No, oh my God, stop. I was dating a trans guy, and we went to Wawa. Shout out Wawa. I love Wawa. If you're from the East Coast, then you know what Wawa is. It's so good. And so we were waiting in line for our orders, and this fucking skinny ass, like 2-pack a day smoking, leather hide ass face looking, too much black eyeliner and mascara for being 45 with a leather jacket. Honey, who are you kidding? Ass bitch. Okay.
Wait. We gotta wait. What happened? We're already coming at her hot. I don't understand.
She turned around.
Here we go.
We were waiting in line. Okay. This was during COVID. It's still during COVID, but it was like during early COVID, whatever. Where you could still go to Wawa, but there's markers on the ground. You have to wear a mask and all that stuff. So me and my partner are standing on the marker on the floor, and she's standing on the marker on her floor, anyway, and she turns around and looks at us and says something. I don't know. She didn't say it loud enough for us to hear because she's a little bitch. And and then she gets her order. We're all waiting. She gets her order, and me and my partner are holding hands, and like we smooch through our masks, and she grabs her order and then walks past us, and she made a gagging noise. She said, "What?" when she walked past my partner and I, and Aaron, and then she just kept walking.
Of course she did. That's why she did it on her way out, because she's a little chicken.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to have a conversation about it.
Aaron, my license still says F.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't, I didn't have a full ass beard at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready to whoop a woman's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as she walked past me, Aaron, it was like something spiritual. It was like she had a fishing line that grabbed my hook, because I let go of my partner's hand. I just turned and I just started walking towards her, and I was about ready to stomp the yard in her body.
It's going.
I saw red. I no words. I didn't say a single word. All I did was silently turn toward her. She was just stomping away. I was about to whoop her fucking ass. And my partner saw what was happening and grabbed me and said, no.
Shout out
not at the Wawa.
It's not time yet.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, Aaron, that's messed. No.
And especially these days, I'm 31 years old. I'll fucking go to jail. I don't care. I got savings.
Dude,
I got going to jail for the night money.
When I went to this high school that was really small, and it was on the edge of town, like with a bunch of like people who thought they were cowboys in Oregon for some reason. And I live in Tennessee now, so it's really funny. Anyways, they were it was just a kind of a conservative school for the town, because it was like Eugene, Oregon area, like really, really liberal. But for some reason, there's a lot of conservative people that went to my school. And I remember being told by my counselor that me and the girl that I was dating at the time holding hands and like walking around the school was like causing like being tricky, like causing some, like, people are noticing. Like, it was the first time that they had seen, at the time I was presenting as a girl or identifying as a girl, that was the first time that they had seen two girls date and like hold hands and like kiss around campus and things. And like, I remember thinking, like, I graduated in 2014. So like, not a really, I mean, not as long ago as it could be. So like,
Yeah.
This was like, it blew my mind, because I was like, you mean you haven't been to downtown Eugene? Like, what, like, why is this so revolutionary? Like, why am I causing this problem? But yeah, we were the first girls to like walk around and hold hands and be lesbians, like at our school. Openly, of course. Openly. And that was that had a lot of those snickers and those side eyes and things. But it was just always funny, because like, even in every clique there was like one girl that was secretly a lesbian, that was secretly dating one of my boys, or my friend, or my girl, my friends, like my people, like you are texting her at lunch, and your friends don't know about it. So don't be talking too much shit over there. Don't be talking too much shit, because we're not, I mean, we may be understaffed over here, but we're not as repulsive as you think we are.
When I went to school, I graduated. Fuck, I don't even want to say what year I graduated now, man.
That's all right, bro.
I can't believe every time I think that we're closer in age, and then you say some dumb shit like, I graduated in 2014. And I'm like, fuck. I'm so fucking old. I graduated from high school in 2009.
That's
so
okay.
Jesus Christ.
That's when I was a freshman.
You were a freshman in 2009?
No, I was like eighth
you
grade.
Motherfucker, you
7th, 8th grade. I'm sorry, never mind.
God damn it! God damn you, Aaron! Fuck.
Anyway, how was school for you?
So my old ass, back in the old '09, before high school, I went to public school, and it's not great. I got bullied, but it wasn't for my sexuality. It's because I was fucking weird, I guess.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Yeah, I had I'm not justifying them bullying me. I was fucking weird, but there's no reason to be mean to someone for being fucking weird. I had fucking weird friends. Who cares? Anyway, it was also kind of like, there was just a lot of like girls that kiss girls, and I kissed a lot of girls, and it wasn't ever a thing that people made fun of people for when I went to school. And then when I went to high school, I went to a college preparatory school, a charter school. So it's public, but like you had to have an interview, and there's only limited spots, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I really liked my high school a lot. It was really small, only 300 people in the whole school. Yeah. So my graduating class was only like 25 kids, and everyone was just really cool. And two of my best friends were lesbians, and everyone knew that they were lesbians, and everyone was cool. We had a
and what state is this in?
A gay Delaware.
And
we also had my best friend was gay, and he took me to every prom, and everybody loved him, even though he didn't go to my school. Everybody loved him because he was my friend, and like we went to prom together, and homecoming. He was my date to all my dances, and so everybody knew who he was. And so anyway, being gay was never a thing at my school. It was just fine. Like no one got made fun. I mean, like there were the straight boys that would call
Sure.
people faggots and stuff and
Sure.
say,
Yeah.
oh, that's so gay. Like, you're being so gay, like that
Right.
kind of shit. But it would, I mean, it wasn't okay then, but they
Yeah.
didn't mean it that way,
Yeah. No, locker room.
Locker room.
I had girls go and report that they didn't feel comfortable with me being in the locker room because I was attracted to females openly. And someone told the gym teacher and someone told my basketball coach, which as a team, a basketball team is usually about 10 people for us. So I always felt uncomfortable in them. And so I always would be the one to go in the bathroom and then bounce. Like, I wasn't one to be in there for a long time. But I remember like they ended up having me use the disabled bathroom that was in the office, the front office.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I can't.
Oh fuck. That's horrible.
It was just they could just be hateful. And especially in high school. But as far as like hate after high school, like once you're out of high school, I've only had more. If you take out high school and family confrontation, I would say it's not. I mean, it's not as common.
Yeah,
Like,
I
people
agree.
don't have as much courage to actually say it to your face when they think most times. Like, they will type it to your phone.
Except for that fucking woman in Wawa, but is also
But even that. What
testament
was
to
that?
She had all the
pussied
time in
out
the
by
world to
ran
turn
away.
around, right, and say words to my face, but all she did was say something under her mask, wait her little 5 minutes, and then not say shit until she decided to walk past me. And oh man, if I would have whooped her ass, I would have whooped it good.
No. See, that's no. See,
but
it's
oh man, but if I just whooped her ass once, then she'd think twice about fucking making her little shitty little noises, or she would be mean little queer hit me. I didn't do anything.
press charges.
Yeah, fucking bitch.
So that's why we don't do that. But even if we wanted to,
whatever.
Even when we want to,
gonna fucking jerk off to the thought of whooping your ass.
Oh my God. So I can't. We
for
just
legal
figured
reasons, that's a joke.
What?
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
That's a joke. All of this is a joke.
It's a joke. Yeah, it's all a joke.
We just wanted to cover a little bit of responding to hate today, in person, in online. Either way, education is not required, but you have to remember they don't always have all of the educational pieces together when they do comment those things. And internally, we'll try to have empathy for them in the meantime and try and restrain our thumbs and fists from taking over.
What do you think the top 3 best tips for dealing with hate from this episode would be?
Top 3 tips, I would say
ignore it.
I was going to say time. I mean, at that point, you need to be specific with what you do choose to respond to. Absolutely. Yeah.
If you're in a bad mood, like, fucking ignore it. Block, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Move on to a different one. Yeah, definitely.
What about number 2?
Number 2, think about, this one's tough. This is that empathy one. You got to think about they are clearly miserable. They're clearly emotionally unhappy as a person. Mm-hmm. And that has to be enough for us to say, I'm not going to beat you even further. I'm just going to keep that in mind.
Yeah. What about number 3?
Number 3, when possible, and when you can, and you are in a good space, try and leave an educated but firm message for other people to see and be able to learn better ways to react, at least by the way you post them.
Either if it's by telling them about the May 1933 burning of the Institute of Sexology,
educate them,
or by telling them that the algorithm is going to send you more of my shit if you keep interacting with it.
You at least have some tools now to go out there and handle some hate. Unfortunately, sometimes it's some things that we have to face, but in the meantime, you're not alone. We are here with you. We face the same things as you do, and we have resources. I have a Facebook group, the Lone Wolf District, that you can join and get in there.
WD.
Talk to the people, ask questions, post anonymously, get some resources. So we love you guys.
We love you so much.
Thanks for listening. You rock. We will see you in the next
one. Bye.